Welcome to another day of Bible prophecy. My name is Prophet C. Brazil. Uh, what I'm trying to do is identify the man of perdition, the Antichrist. This is what we are talking about today. This is what we are involved in as of today. How he came to be and who he really is. And these are the things that I want to bring to you. Excuse me for a minute. Somehow hot as it is and the heat index is up here in the United States and Arkansas, you're just gonna get a little thirsty and you just got to wet your throat every now and then from time to time. What am I to start by telling you when you is a man of God, especially if you're a prophet, you call by God, you're gonna have enemies. There's no doubt about it. It been made attempts made on me to take my life many times here in the United States of America, and I'm going to say these things because they are true. Here in my little chest, I got some eavesdropping devices. They use little camera, miniature camera, about something like that with the wristband on that you give a person to wear, and you record everything someone's saying. I also have an eavesdropping device, a little small thing, look like a little fuse that goes in your these old time cars, but it's not a fuse. It's got a magnetic device on each end of it. So whenever it placed inside of a metal substance, it sticks to that and it retains itself until someone takes it out. Well, I found that thing stuck up in the shades of my curtains, the shades you have over your window. I seen this little red thing, so I taken it out and put it in a safe place. So apparently, what these people do is they use people to intimidate people in your house, your family members. If their faith is not strong and your faith is strong, and they try to find something to use against you, they'll use your own family members against you. And if they're indulgent in something, they'll use that against them as a ransom to keep them from going to the penitentiary. They use this to make them set you up, try to get you hurt in some way. This is the way this creature operates. This Antichrist, the man of perdition. God spoke of him throughout Bible prophecy. What he have done, he have basket weaved himself among the elect of the justice system in the state constitution and the laws who create and manufacture laws, rules, and regulations that govern the peoples in the United States of America. Now, this same spirit of a man, he have got so basket weaved in this, so now he is dictating what the country do to other countries. In other words, this is a vile spirit is inside of a man or organization of men here in the United States of America, where they mingle themselves with the good and proclaim themselves as being part of the good, but in the other hand, on the other hand, he's a defiled person who looked to destroy and through deception. He's just like the snake, the serpent that God spoke of in Genesis, where he deceived Adam and Eve. He stays around and he monitors you, he watches you, he stands close to you, where he was watch you eat your each and every move. But when you least expect him, he devours like a serpent. Before I get started on this, I want to show you the characteristics of this man. this preacher. He is the Antichrist. He is the man of perdition. He got one thing on his mind and one thing on: to rule by a domination. He created laws, he manufactured laws and the constitution of our governmental body, but he keeps himself hid because he's a part of the centralized government. Only thing he thinks of is sinister measures. He acted out against those that threatened to expose him. He held an upper hand on the just and the poor peoples of America to make them serve the ways of the rich man. Believe me or not, believe me or not, this is the way it is. Many, I have to say it so many times over and over again, it sounds like a broken record, but many of our ministers is afraid to call this man out. But I'm not afraid to call him out because God gave me a charge that I must call him out. But he wanted me and Tim to take my life through the deception of my peoples whose faith is weak. I came to a part in my life where I have to live by myself. I cannot afford to live with my people because their lack of faith, all of it is not strong. And by their faith in God being weak, they becomes a vessel to be used by the Antichrist. This is the way it is. You know, the one thing that intrigued me about the United States of America, either you're just or you're unjust. You can't have it both ways. You can't set standard over here and say this is right, and then you set another standard over here and say this here is right. You can't set a standard over here and say this is wrong, and the same standard you set over here called wrong, you take and embrace it as being wrong over here, as right over here. Sorry about that. Now, there is no way that you could take and chose to put in your house a venomous serpent for a watchdog. You can't do it. It's impossible. Let me say this one more time. It's a foolish mind to take and place in his dominion a venomous serpent to be used as a watchdog to protect you. You can't do it. And you cannot use a man who have made a covenant with death in hell to lead you into salvation to eternal life. It's impossible. The two have the common thread and purpose, and each one is a deceiver. This is the reason God sent me here to speak concerning the Antichrist, the man of perdition. You can see that God set this man up from the foundation of the world, and he became a magnet, created a magnet to draw him into justice because of his heart. Because God is God, he created all things good and evil. But how could you know good without knowing evil?